What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. If you want to see that daily Ravens content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell as well if you want to get notified every single time I upload a brand new video. In this video today, I'm going to be talking about the Ravens' first round pick, Kyle Hamilton, pick number 14, because he has been struggling in training camp. And a lot of critics have come out about it, and I'm going to be talking about that. So in the comment section down below, I want to know what you guys are thinking. Kyle Hamilton's rookie season, what are your expectations for him? But starting off, Kyle Hamilton has been receiving a lot of criticism outside of the Baltimore Ravens fans. And even from, I've seen some Baltimore Ravens fans kind of getting after him. He even took to Twitter, and he said something. He was like, "What I do," or something like that. Like, he was kind of confused because a lot of people are coming after him right now. And this is because there have been a few clips that have come out of him getting, beaten coverage against certain players. I think Shamar Bridges beat him. He's lost some battles with Isaiah Likely. He's lost some other battles. He hasn't looked like a complete lockdown. And there's been clips of him getting beat and getting burnt. And a lot of people are saying, ooh, he's really struggling in training camp. That's expected. I don't think people understand the situations that he's getting beat in. The majority of them, when watching them, they are in one-on-one coverage. A lot of them are in one-on-one drills. He is a safety. If a safety came in, to the NFL and was just a lockdown one-on-one coverage player, it would be unbelievable because that's so rare. Kyle Hamilton isn't coming out of Notre Dame as a top-tier man coverage player. And so, he got beat by some, undrafted players and things like that. But those undrafted players, they're known for their route running ability. And they're running a one-on-one drill. Kyle Hamilton thrives in zone coverage and being able to be a lurker around the ball. And then the other aspect is he thrives on physicality, being able to get up in your grill and hit you, tackle you, and cover ground. So when you're in these one-on-one drills that he's been getting beat in, a lot of people are concerned about, that's not what the Ravens are drafting him to do. Now, maybe he has to cover some tight ends one-on-one, and he needs to work on that. But through the reports, yes, he lost to Isaiah Likely. One, Isaiah Likely is closer to being a receiver than he is a standard tight end in the NFL. And two, it was reported that, Kyle Hamilton had some pretty good coverage on it. I'm yet to see any clips come out. If there are, please let me know. I will definitely check out those clips. But, I try and see all the stuff that the Ravens put out, through Ravens Productions or through their Twitter or whatever it is. I try and pay attention to all the videos that come out. I don't think I've seen the ones with Isaiah Likely. But in one-on-one coverage, you do not expect your rookie safety that is a hybrid type of player to completely lock up. I expect him to be very good in zone coverage. I expect him to be very good in run support. That's my expectation for Kyle Hamilton. So all of these people that are calling out oh, this is why we have Chuck Clark, or wow, Ravens fans, you really missed the ball on this one. That's not his job. So to act like the Ravens now, there are going to be situations this year where he has to play man coverage and he's going to be left on an island. But that's not consistent. That's not every play. The Ravens are going to try and have Marcus Williams. I expect they're going to run a heavy cover two-man scheme. That's my expectation. Now, will there be blitzes? Absolutely. But when they blitz, they may blitz Kyle Hamilton. When they may blitz Marcus Williams, and then boom, Kyle Hamilton plays over top. Or they run a cover one system, and Kyle Hamilton plays the zone coverage in the middle. Marcus Williams plays over top. There's a lot of different aspects they can do with Kyle Hamilton and leaving him in zone coverage. Now, can he work on his man coverage? Absolutely. By the end of this year, he will be much improved in man coverage. But that's not something a lot of safeties are asked to do in college. is to run a very difficult defensive scheme and play a lot of man coverage against NFL caliber wide receivers and tight ends. That's not very common. Even guys like, like Chuck Clark. Chuck Clark isn't great in one-on-one man coverage. Now, can Chuck Clark make plays in the passing game? Absolutely. He made a lot last year. A lot of tipped balls. But that's a lot of time when he's in zone coverage because he's the safety. Maybe he's playing zone down low. Maybe he's playing zone deep up high. But he can make some plays in zone coverage. Can he make plays in man? Yes. But Chuck Clark's been in the league for a few seasons and been able to learn some tricks that the wide receivers use. And he understands, okay, when you're looking at it from a defensive standpoint, right? Like we look at Ed Reed as the greatest Ravens safety of all time. Tom Brady said he was the most difficult person he ever had to play against was Ed Reed. Why? Because he was able to study film and he knew what you were going to try to do and you had to try and outsmart him. In these one-on-one drills, it's not like Kyle Hamilton has film. And he's like, okay, based on the film. Now, I'm not saying Kyle Hamilton's going to be Ed Reed. But, he's lining up one-on-one, and they're like, all right, here you go. There's no signal, oh, they're in this formation, it's this down. They typically like to run this. They typically like to run a hitch. They like to run a stop and go, or they like to run a post route. Maybe they run, a flood concept, whatever it is. You can try and study that and learn and figure out what you think they're going to try and do, and that can help you in an overall scheme. But when you're playing one-on-one with no indicators whatsoever starting the play, it's incredibly difficult. Marlon Humphrey gets beat all the time in practice doing that. But when Marlon Humphrey gets out onto the field in the regular season, he looks a lot better. Why is that? Because Marlon Humphrey studies film. And he's able to know, hey, this is what should be happening. And then also a lot of times there may be a safety over top. And so he goes, hey, my role, I know the play that we're calling on defense right now is I need to shade outside at 8 yards. Because our defensive coordinator believes, hey, this is where they like, maybe we're playing against the Bengals. And they say, this is where they really like T. Higgins hitting the out route. So Marlon shades that. And he gets ready for the out route. Now, maybe he doesn't run an out route. That's why you have the safety over top in Marcus Williams or Kyle Hamilton is they're ready for the secondary coverage. Being able to play one-on-one in your first training camp as an NFL safety that's a big body, like he's going to have to adjust to the NFL in terms of speed because I think he absolutely has the speed and athleticism to do it, but it's very different. The players he's going against are better than the players he went against in college. And now he's being asked to do something different than he was asked to do in college. And it's not his strength. So to judge Kyle Hamilton and blame so many things like, oh, all these things that are going on, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter when a lot of other guys get beat in this one-on-one. I had someone DM me the other day. I do want to pull it up so that I get the name right. And they asked me about Kyle Fuller because they're like, oh, Kyle Fuller, it seems like he's getting beat. But those are all in one-on-one. That was from Lance. Shout out to Lance on Twitter. But Kyle Fuller getting beat one-on-one. Are you worried about it? No, I'm not worried about it because there's no indicators. It's one-on-one, which is just very difficult in general. And so it's just so many things going on right now. Now, and Kyle Hamilton has also had some really good practices. But for people to look at it like, oh, wow, he lost in this one-on-one drill to maybe it is even an undrafted guy. But a lot of times undrafted players, why are they undrafted? Small schools. Or maybe they don't have the size that teams are looking for. But a lot of times, if you're undrafted, you still have some skills. Maybe you're a great route runner. Guys like, you can argue Shamar Bridges is a really good route runner. You can argue that Slade Bolden, really good route runner. They're undrafted, but they can run routes. And so trying to cover them with no indicators and no defensive scheme and just being told, hey, cover this guy, That is purely to work on instincts. That's the drill, is to put you in a really, really tough spot and see how well you can do. He's going to get better at noticing, okay, this is when the hips are moving. This is when he's taking that step. This is a fake. This is all the different types of route running tricks at the NFL level. He's going to have to learn them so that he can try and cover them better. But again, man coverage and one-on-one, no indicators is not Kyle Hamilton's strong suit. That's not why he was drafted. He was drafted to play zone coverage, hit people, cover the whole field, and play good football. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Kyle Hamilton and all this kind of stuff coming out about him. I'm not worried whatsoever. You shouldn't be worried. Kyle Hamilton isn't worried about it. The Ravens aren't worried about it. So just relax. Just relax a little bit. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Subscribe for Daily Ravens content, and I will see all of you again tomorrow.